Hey, this is Ron. Ron's Woodturning. Welcome back. A couple of videos back, I had a cedar bowl fly off the lathe, and I got a really good comment from one of you guys, and I really appreciate y'all watching my channel. He said, repurpose it. And so I got to thinking about it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So instead of being a bowl, I'm going to turn it into a tea light holder. So that's what we're going to do today. And I've got some new toys. So I bought this pack of Dremel tools, and specifically because of that wood cutting tool right there. And I'm going to utilize that on this project. So let's get going. So here it is. And this is where the tenon broke off the back. And I don't know if you can tell, but it did split. But I already fixed it with CA glue. And I had already drilled the inside. So I put it on my pin jaws, and now I got a good tight fit. So I'm going to shave this bottom off flat so I can get it on a glue chuck. Because I drilled it pretty deep, so I really don't got a lot of room to play with down here. So I'm going to get it flat, put it on a glue chuck, switch lathes, and change the whole shape of this bowl. I want it to kind of flare out like this, and then I'm going to use my Dremel tool to cut like flower petals or something. Kind of inspired by that little swamp trip I took. And then when I get it hollowed out, I'm going to glue another piece in the wood, and I'm going to try to make it look like petals, but it'll hold a teacup. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Stick with me. Alright, so this is my glue chuck, and basically when I was making a candlestick the other day, I cut this part off, and since it was already chucked up in the lathe, I decided to go ahead and face it off, put that ring, and so I will glue it on here. I still got to figure out what to do down the road. I may use hot glue all the way around and keep it between centers. Yeah, I think I can do that. Alright, well let's get going on the other lathe. So I got my glue gun, and I'm still thinking about it, how I'm going to flip it around and refinish the bottom. So that's why I'm going with hot glue, and I just hope it stays on there. I'm tired of losing stuff off the lathe, but I've used it successfully before. In fact, I really liked it. I think if I just take my time, it'll stay on the lathe, and if my glue gun will work, that is. Turn it on. Alright, so here it is. Maybe I'll remember it flying off the lathe, but I did manage to get it drilled and make a couple passes. And the bottom's flat, and I'm going to glue it onto this. But what I've done right here is I took a Morse 1 taper live center and put it in my drill chuck, and it'll fit to the bottom of the bowl, so I'll be able to keep some pressure on it until I shape it all like I want it, and I get a lot of it hollowed out so it's lighter, and then I'll have more faith in the glue. Anyway, so that's my plan. Let me get it. Glue gun should be heated up by now, so I'm going to put it on the center, smash it up there and find the exact center, and then go around and glue it. Alright, so I got it centered up quite well actually, and I haven't glued it yet, but it's nice and tight on there, and my little live center is working great, so I'm going to start gluing. Now I should be able to get this back off really easy, and I'll finish the bottom by hand. That's not going to try to put it in a long wire chuck or a set of jaws. There won't be nothing to grab, but if I do it right, that is. Alright, I'll make another layer and let that dry. Alright, glad I tried yanking on that sucker before I cut loose with it, so I'm going to go ahead and super glue this and just redo it, because that would have come off again. So let me handle that. Okay, I'll resurface this and I'll put the glue on it. This is medium, and I want to try to keep it on there, and then I'm going to bring the tailstock up. Yeah, that should hold it. I'll give it about 30 minutes to dry. I don't know how I'm going to get it back off, but it's holding right now. I said it was. There. Now that's tight. Give it a little insurance. It ain't coming off this time. It comes off, Chuck's coming with it. Because I got some glue on this baby. And I might have to saw the whole bottom off to get it off there, but beats the heck out of it flying across the shop, huh guys? Okay, it's dry, but I'm going to go ahead and do as much finishing on this side as I can and just give it more and more time to dry. It's a different kind of glue, so it ought to hold, and plus it's on a flat surface, not just around the edge, so we'll see. I'm not going to pull the tailstock out till I have to. Right now I'm going to sand this. Well, I got a bunch of cracks I better do something with, because I want to save this. I'm not letting it just walk away. And even though I got it sanded to 320, I started looking at all these little hairline cracks, and they're only going to get bigger. So I'm going to fill them up. Especially that little knot right there, it just will come right out of there. So anyway, let that dry, soak in a little bit before I can go any further. Then back to sanding. Alright, so I got this wood hardener, and I think it's just made by Minwax. I think it's going to do a couple things for me. One, it's going to stiffen up this pulp area here. And two, it's going to seal the cedar up, because cedar just sucks up wood like any kind of oil like you just wouldn't believe. So kind of like using it like sanding sealer. It'll penetrate down in there. And help me out on the finish in the end of it. And it dries really fast. I might probably wait a couple of hours though. It gets sticky pretty quick. Now that's going to get in there. That'd be like the whole thing super glued. I'm going to finish this. Alright, so it's all sanded and sealed, and now I'm going to do the Yorkshire grit thing on it. It's kind of splotchy looking, but I'm going to do some cutting on it, so where it's the worst, I'm going to cut off anyway. And it's smooth. That wood hardener soaked into this cedar, and it really stopped it from sucking up stuff, so I ought to get a pretty good gloss finish on it. But anyway, let me hit it with the Yorkshire. And I can tell already it's smooth. I was definitely going to have to cut where the CA glue lines are, help it out a little bit, but that gives it character, I guess. So let me spin it a little bit and I'll be back. Okay, so you may be wondering what's the deal with the color. Well, I told you I got inspired when I was out in the swamp, and those lilies had flowers that were kind of lavender, and so I'm going to put some purple on here, and then when I sand it and put some more Yorkshire grit, it'll lighten it up. And when I can't get lavender, I might mix some blue with it, or maybe something. But anyway, somebody put some color on it so it looks kind of like a flower when I'm done. But I'm going to slow it down to about 200. Then I'm going to hit it with this dye. And it's pretty purple right now, but like I said, it's going to, I just want it to soak in as much as it can, and then whenever I hit it with some more Yorkshire grit, even though I put the shine juice on there, it's still going to take some of it back off, and it's going to be lighter in color, kind of what I'm looking for. Like I said, I don't have lavender, so purple's going to have to do. But it's purple, and it's evenly coated. It's going to hide some of the imperfections as well. So I'll let that sink in a little bit, and then I'll hit it with Yorkshire grit, and it's going to take it off. You watch, it's going to get lighter in color. Okay, so what I did was I took a little marker and I looked in that little hole there, and I did 6, 6, 6, 6. So I got 24, 18, 12, and 6. So I got 4 marks. So now I'm going to do halfway between. This is 12, so it'll be 11, 10, 9, and I'm going to make a mark right there on the top of the, close to the middle as I get. So then 9 minus 3 is 6, 8, 7, 6. That should put me right there. So then I go 5, 4, 3. Now make me a mark right here, and then I go back to 24, 2, 1, 24. That puts me on that. So then I go to 21, 23, 22, 21, and make a mark on the top right here. So I should have, that should be on 18. So it'll be 17, 16, 15, and make a mark right there. So now when I cut it, I'll make a cut this way, and a cut this way, and then a cut this way, and a cut this way, and then a cut this way, and a cut this way, and a cut this way, and a cut that way, and I'll have 4 petals. Cool! Alright, so I'm going to try to get you close here to see what I drew, but basically I made an arc, and 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 an arc. Anyway, so now when I cut this whole piece out right here, and here, and here, and here, I'm going to have four petals sticking up. And then put the tea light in the middle, and it'll look pretty cool, I think. Might not, we'll see. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. I am going to jerk really hard on this sucker. If it comes off, I don't know what I'm going to do. That ain't coming off, so I feel pretty good. Plus I'm going to be over here, and if it goes flying off, it's going to go that way. Gonna be good. Alright, so it just so happens that I drilled a 1/2 inch hole down in here with my 4/7 bit. So when I hollow it out, I'm going to leave a little raised lip in there, and so it'll have a place to sit. So it should be pretty easy. I'll cut a little more of that off so I got a little steel sticking up above the wood. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Man, I made some really good cuts. This thing is even. And then that tea light fits in there perfect. So I'm going to sand it up. And a little bit right here to worry about. And that's it. One little spot. I should be able to sand that. Okay, so I've been sitting here debating with myself on what color. And I decided to go with blue. And this is purple. And so I'm going to put it on before I do any sealing whatsoever, because I want it super light blue. And the more Yorkshire grit and shine juice I put in here, the lighter it's going to get. So once I do this, it's done. I can't take it back off. So blue it is. Here we go. I'm going to spin it about 300 RPMs and just do it. Okay. Well, that's pretty doggone blue. I might have messed it up. But I haven't done anything with it. I haven't sanded it. It's only sanded to 150. So I'm going to hit it with some more 150. Come up to 320 and hit it with Yorkshire grit. That ought to lighten it up a bunch. And by the way, put your glove on before you use the dot, because I'm going to have trouble getting this off. Okay, so I went ahead and stained the inside with a little blue and a little yellow, made a little green. So I fixed to get my little wood saw out and cut the leaves. And I don't know, I may resand this too, because I don't know, that CA glue, I should have put the dadgum boiled linseed on it first, because now it's got splotches. So, but anyway, I'll figure it out. Okay, here it goes. Let's polish that up a little bit. And on to the next one. So, let me get it out. Last one. All right. Well, I got some sanding, but it's kind of what I wanted. And then working. Go with yellow. Well, that's not too bad. Definitely a contrast. Probably could have put more pedals on it. But live and learn. I'll get it. And I got to thinking my pin jaws will probably fit that teacup hole right there. So I might just start with my cutoff tool here and then take it to my other lathe and finish it. Well, cut it off here to take it to the other lathe. Oh hell, it's cedar, it's soft. I'll just do it by hand. Alright. And about got it like I want it. So I'm going to coat it with lacquer. It's going to take, especially on the outside, because I re-sanded it to get rid of that CA glue, and this first coat is going to be more like a sanding sealer than anything else, but I'll let it completely dry and I'll just keep putting coats on it until I get it nice and glossy, and then I'll take it off the lathe and put up some pictures here in a little bit. Okay, I'm sorry it was a long video. Right now it's drying, and I've cut the bottom off already. Turned out no big deal. But I'll put some pictures up at the end, and I really appreciate y'all sticking with me. And I really enjoy the comments you guys give me, and I really enjoy that challenge, because I did repurpose that bowl. Otherwise it'd just be in a pile, probably go on the burn pit. But thank you all for that suggestion, and like and subscribe. I promise there'll be some pictures at the end, and share it. So y'all have a great day. Alright, so as promised, here it is. It's got some color to it. It's shiny, and the tea light fits in there perfect. So all I gotta do is sign the bottom and I'm done. But anyway, glad y'all hung around and got to see the end product. I'm not 100% happy with it, but it was a good experience using that little cutoff tool. So I might do that again. That was kind of fun. So y'all have a great day.